All right, and for our second top 4 game, we actually have Goblin, who was nice enough to actually let us know what was up before this top 16 even happened. He popped in chat. I think that might have been his good luck charm. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Shit, I did it again. Hope I didn't spoil it. We don't know who won. We don't know who won this game. It was a pretty good game. So yeah, we got Goblin versus Kuvira. All the decks below. Discord below. Sparkling iced tea by my side. His information below. And let's get into it. And we have Goblin and Kuvira are still playing, which I think Goblin is actually streaming in Discord, so I'm going to try to pull that up real quick.
Oh, Pog.
I know, right? Clutch. I'm going to see if this is, I don't know. I'm going to see if this is real or not. Let's see here. Hey, PogChamp. All right, let's go. I'm feeling it. I'm going to, oh, probably should mute myself. Sounds like a good idea. And guys, we have Goblin here, and I'm kind of rooting for Goblin. I'm not gonna lie, considering he popped in the chat earlier, had some nice things to say. Pretty excited.
Yeah. So you want to be his good luck charm, basically.
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. We gotta go ahead and mute. Hit. Oh, there we go. All right, and we are getting into the game right now, so let me get you guys on over. Whoa, bam. Back into the game. Goblin versus Kuvira. Not sure what the game score is yet, so if somebody knows, let's get that information. That would be awesome. I'm going to go ahead and mute his gameplay as well real quick. Hold on, guys. There we go. Nice and quiet. And
Why did you mute?
Go ahead, sorry.
Why did you mute his gameplay?
Wait, say that again?
Did you mute his game? Did you mute his gameplay?
Oh, do you not want to mute the gameplay?
I mean, you can.
Do we want the ambient background music? Okay, we'll try it. We'll try it.
Some chillaxing on the Rift. No, what is this? It's not the Rift. It's the.
Honestly, I don't think there's been many games I've cast with having that like slight background of the sound effects. So this should be interesting.
Yeah, me neither.
So we'll give it a shot. It's not too loud, hopefully. If it annoys anybody, feel free to let us know. Don't let the fluffy tails fool you. God, yeah, I gotta say, just shout out to Riot for all the random words and stuff that they have these characters say. Adds a little bit of pizzazz to the game.
Yeah, Goblin also the second player of like Yasu and Swain in the top 4. And I'm going to look at Kuvira's deck list. I don't know what he's playing, but he's also playing Noxus Ionia, which might also be Yasuo Swain, but looks a bit more like just Elusive Burn. It's just Swain. Okay. This looks much more like an Elusive Burn list. Maybe it's just Elusive Burn with Swain.
Kuvira.
Okay. Transfusion would be a Fields Batman moment here. Well, he doesn't have it. Okay.
Wow. Wow. That fizzles out a lot of damage, and that is very big for Goblin early on here. I mean, wow, that's 4 damage down the drain, and I don't know if Kuvira is going to be able to come back from that, especially with this kind of opening from Goblin actually drawing these low-cost units for this tempo here early on.
Yeah. Also, I like Goblin attacking with both units here, taking the, in quotations, bad trade. Mm-hmm. I think you want to keep the board squeaky clean here. And by taking every trade you can, he's actually doing that. Nothing but Noximite. Okay. In that case, I think, yep, we will see the Ragnoid Sentry here. We could also see maybe the Guile, which will also stun the 6/4 and leave enough mana open next turn for Yasuo and the Concussive Palm. Now he will have enough mana for Yasuo and Guile next turn.
And back on over to Goblin here, getting this Yasuo down. This is, whew. This is a really good hand. So for once, we are seeing an amazing hand on the side of one of these Yasuo decks to go up against these this Dowering. Or actually, sorry, not even Dowering. This is Crimson Elusives. I'm so used to, like, I see a Basilisk on the field, and I'm just like, it's Darrowing. It can't be anything else, but nope.
I mean, it's a weird version. I mean, it's still Noxious aggro, a burn, because it does run Swain, and it runs all the burn unit. It runs the 6/4. It's basically a solo Swain deck.
Oh, really? Okay.
Runs burn. I like this. Swain is just a good unit. You don't always need to pair him with like other units.
Actually, yeah, I don't think I've seen this deck before, so I want to pull up this deck list here. See if I can get a look at it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to pull it up as well. I'm just going to import the codes.
Hey, first one. For once, I got the first one.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, nice.
Feels good, man. Yeah, so only 2 deny and 3 concussive palm splashed on the side of Ionia. We get the 3 Basilisk Rider, obviously. Lots of burn. You get the Noxian Fervor, the Swain, the Leviathan. Crimson Curator, 3 of. So, yeah, I kind of like this deck, too. House Spider. House Spider getting dragged up here from the basement. Where has that card been? Have not seen that in a long, long time. I feel like that card was another great aggro tool back in the day when we had Spider aggro was a thing. I feel like, obviously, with Brood Awakening being nerfed a little bit, Spider aggro hasn't been as prevalent, and the House Spider kind of fell off the map as well.
Yeah, also burn is just better right now.
Yeah.
That's what we see here. The Swain deck is basically running Swain control with a bit of burn.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Mineral in chat, burn thing.
The burn thing.
Yeah, this is like that burn thing. You remember the burn thing that we saw, right?
Yeah, and in this case, the Yasuo deck being definitely a bit favored. You definitely have ways to deal with all the aggression here. You even had ways to deal with the burn. Swain is good, but the problem is that Swain is going to get removed if there is no deny. Because you will just stun it, deal the 2 damage from Yasuo, and then follow up with a Ravenous Flock.
Wow. Yeah, and I think that, yeah, if you stun it, this levels the Yasuo. It's going to deal 2 damage, level the Yasuo, and then, yeah, wow. This is one of the best hands I've seen from Yasuo decks all day. We've actually seen quite a few Yasuo decks.
Yeah, quite a few Noxus Ionia lists. Ionia definitely a super strong region, of course. Doesn't have to be paired with PNZ, especially now that this tournament is card lock and not region lock, so you can play Ionia cards in different decks.
Wow, and then, okay, so here we have the Noxian Fervor actually trading with the Fey Blade Twirler, so it doesn't feel as bad for Kuvira.
We do see a leveled Swain now on the side of Goblin. Kuvira's Swain probably not far from leveling as well.
Now, I do want to touch on something that somebody mentioned in chat. Bowie Zoo said it's pretty neat that this is a region mirror with completely different decks. I absolutely love that about this game. There are completely different strategies, not just within regions, but within combinations of regions, to the point where you can have 4 different decks just with Noxus Ionia, which I think there are probably like 4 or 5 different competitive decks just with Noxus and Ionia right now.
Yeah, the thing with Runeterra is that even if the meta is bad, and I don't even think this meta is too bad, because it's far from figured out. People think this meta is figured out, but it isn't, which we see by the resurgence of Yasuo decks. Even in quote-unquote bad metas, we have way more deck diversity than in any other game.
Yep, and we see a lot of damage taken on the side of Kuvira. And Crimson Awakener, not a card you see too often. I actually didn't even see that in his deck list. That's in here. That's a thing. That card exists. I think this card is really underrated. Like a 4-mana 5/5 just seems super, super strong. It's probably the strongest 4-drop that we have, really. Well, besides Ancient Crocolith, but that has a pretty hefty summoning requirement, right?
Yeah, and in decks like these, the 1 damage to all of your units is a good thing. Okay? Because of Crimson Disciple and other Crimson cards, that is basically an activator. There's not a penalty. Ooh, Intimidating Roar. Not doing much right here, but maybe in the future. Can also heal you up if your opponent has a bunch of 4 attack or 4 less attack units, and you put a Spirit's Refuge on Yasuo and you play Intimidating Roar, you can basically heal yourself for if Yasuo levels 10 to 12 HP.
I just want to shout out the fact that Goblin is playing Guile. Can we just... That card is actually in a deck in a tournament in the top cup right now. Like, this card has been touted as, like, such a bad card since it's come out. But, I mean, obviously when you combo it with something like Yasuo, it's either a 1 mana deal 2 damage and stun target, or a 1 mana deal 5 damage stun target. Like, that's really, really good, even though it's a slow speed spell.
Yeah, I think we've seen it before, though. He's not the only one who brought it.
Wait, was somebody else playing it in the Yasuo deck?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, then Cephalopod was also playing a one-off Guile.
Ah, okay, all right, cool. So it's just good to see it in general in a lot of these decks, and I don't think Cephalopod drew it if that was the case. Either that or I'm blind, which it obviously might be the latter, to be honest with you. But yeah, just awesome to see a card like that. I love it when underrated and underplayed cards find their way into a meta without actually having been changed or like buffed or nerfed or anything like that, right?
Yeah, that draw is going to kill 2 units. He might not play it. You can take the 6 damage, stun the 5/5 this turn, and then play Intimidating Roar at the end of the turn when your opponent has played more minions, so you can get an open attack next turn, which will not be blocked at all.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, decides to play a bit more safe.
Yep. And this is still going to feel pretty good. The Yasuo will end up killing that Crimson Awakener so strong once he's leveled up. And honestly, I don't know if Kuvira is really going to have too many options in his hand to get rid of it. Get rid of that Yasuo as it currently stands. I mean, he has 3 Ravenous Flock, so if he somehow ends up stunning it with like a Sentry, that could be a way to remove it. It is already stunned. We might see a Ravenous Flock come out. Oh, he's actually just going to go ahead and deny the Steel Tempest.
I mean, he doesn't have a deny now for Intimidating Roar, so I don't think he is too sad if a Goblin. There's also a juicy attack here. If your opponent basically plays anything here, you just play Roar. Oh god, I think you will buff your Blade Roller, you will remove those units. You can attack with Blade Roller and Yasuo.
Wow, yeah, this is a really good attack turn for Goblin. And actually, yeah, I think you can just attack with. Do you just attack with everything here? It looks like he's just considering attacking with the Yasuo, but considering you have the Spirit's Refuge, I don't know. Or maybe not the Fey Blade Twirler, right? You can't really buff up the Fey Blade Twirler, but the 3/2. I mean, yeah, then you offer up a trade on the Crimson Awakener. So I guess this is probably the best option you could take for this turn. Just attack with the Yasuo, force a pretty crappy trade on the side of Kuvira, whether it's probably going to be the 3/2, to be honest with you. And just start kind of chipping away at his opponent's field.
Wait, I'm not getting the discussion in chat right now. Are they discussing his hashtag?
You don't want to get the discussion in chat. You don't want to understand what they're talking about. It's something with his name and having to be linked because of a number to something. Just I don't know. We don't actually know whether or not he chose the number. I know some things are randomly generated and then you can change it. So who knows? Apparently his name is also something similar as well, but it don't matter. Let him name his account what he wants. Let him do him. All right. Right now he's in the top 4 of a pretty awesome tournament so far today, and we'll see if he can actually take it home versus Goblin and make it to the finals here, though. So
yeah, that's
yeah, wow. So he's actually, Kuvira's going to go ahead and take the open attack with, oh, all right, never mind. I was going to say with everything. He's taking it back. And, wow. So he's really up in arms here between whether or not he should just open attack. I feel like this is a pretty good open attack on the side of Kuvira. I mean, obviously he doesn't really know that there is a Spirit's Refuge in the hand of Goblin, so he might still be able to get a pretty good trade-off. But it looks like he's thinking about just sacrificing the 3/2 here and taking some damage. He will... I don't mind this because this does set up for the Intimidating Roar next turn.
Yeah.
I don't see why you would attack with or block with Fae though. Is there any twin to sight? There's transfusions. I guess he's playing around a possible transfusion. 3/6. No, because that's still not going to kill him. So do you ever block with the Fae here?
You could consider blocking with the Fae here. You have a Swain, so what you can do is you can drop the Swain, you can clear the opponent's board, accept the 5/2. Next time you can try to attack, get through with the Swain maybe.
So, all right. So again, though, I'm just thinking because the Intimidating Roar kills the field. He saved 3 damage to his Nexus by blocking with the Fade Blade Twirler, but why sacrifice it? Like, what are we actually playing around?
I'm not sure. So I'm gonna look at the deck, and well, there are Noxian Fervors, there's Transfusion, so probably doesn't want to get like too much damage into his face here.
I guess. I mean, but you're at 6 damage. He would have to have like exactly 2 fervors or like a fervor and 2 transfusions with a 4-card hand. I don't know. It just seems unlikely. But I guess if you're trying to specifically play and just guarantee you don't lose, then yeah, that makes sense. Either way, this might be a blowout regardless, just because of this Intimidating Roar here. It's gonna do work on this field. Not to mention this Swain is also leveled up. Oh, wow. Okay, so we actually... Oh, okay, so there was 2 transfusions. So, technically, so that would have put Goblin at 2 health if he didn't block the way that he did. Because of the 2 transfusions. So, he actually, maybe that was the right call, just on the off chance that there was a Noxian Fervor as well in there. Maybe he had a read on, 2 transfusions being in Kuvira's hand.
Yeah, okay. Concussive Palm is... really good here.
And wait, is he okay? I was gonna say, why is he just opening like that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a lot of heal. It's like at least 5.
Yep, yeah, and he's gonna get this stun off, kill something else. This just feels really good on the side of Goblin, and this is where these champions start to really do work.
But don't you put it on the Swain?
Because he's actually going to heal for 7? Oh, wait. 8, no. He'll heal for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You'd heal for 16 on Swain, right?
Yeah, also your Swain doesn't have a quick attack, so you would also protect your Swain.
So maybe he wants the guaranteed heal, though, because he does have blockers for the Swain.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you'll only heal
You get guaranteed 4 more heal.
Yeah, you get guaranteed at least 1 more heal. So, and going against something like what Kuvira's playing probably makes sense. All right, War Ramp made a good point too. So, and this is, you brought that up, and I was actually going to ask. It's all right. So, Swain's damage isn't strike. Is lifesteal linked to only striking? I believe that's accurate, right? Because you get it with like single combat and the 5-cost one, concerted strike. So, I don't know if you actually get it from like a Nexus strike after effect or any kind of like side.
Oh no, you get it from the heal.
Yeah.
You get it from Ezreal triggers.
You get heal from Ezreal triggers?
Yeah.
That's not a bug?
No, it's not.
Wow. I feel like there's always a bug with Ezreal, so that's why I ask.
Yeah. There are like 1,000 bugs with Ezreal, but that is not a bug. No, the lifesteal...
Okay, yeah. The lifesteal does work. All right, it works with all skills.
Lifesteal works in a way, it doesn't count for strike damage, but for damage this unit deals.
Okay, yes, okay.
It deals, sorry. So, yeah.
I'm trying to think of a time where I've seen that interaction work playing a game, too.
Oh, it actually won me a game when I was playing. I've been playing quite a lot of Yasuo Swain.
Yeah.
So, it won me some games, actually.
Use it on a Yasuo and do Intimidating Roar and hear all of you. Okay, yeah.
No. I was... Sorry, I misspoke. I was playing quite a bit of Ezreal Swain. And in Ezreal Swain, it won me a lot of games,
So...
actually.
Okay, it healing on Yasuo strikes makes 100% sense. Like that I get, no question. It was mainly just the like Swain dealing damage with his effect to every single unit on the board is that 3 spell damage essentially, because it's technically not striking, it's more of like a spell effect. But okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes 100% sense.
It is. It's just damage, and damage counts.
It's just damage in general. So as long as they have the lifesteal effect. And
okay, well, I mean, this game just looks kind of over. I don't know what Kuvira can draw to win this game. Goblin played this like really patiently. He didn't overcommit anything. I think it. Ooh, okay. Well,
that changes things a little bit.
That changes things. Yeah.
Wow. Well, actually, so he can't get this Swain down this turn, so Goblin might actually just still be able to win with an open attack. Yeah. This Steel Tempest is going to kill probably the Basilisk.
Well, you can also block the 3/2. You can block the 5/8. Okay, here you can block the 3/2, and you can play Steel Tempest, and you basically remove the ship.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice.
Oh wait, no. Well, because the 3/2 won't actually do the damage if it's stunned, right?
Oh, that's true. Oh my god, that's so awkward.
Yeah. So that's why I think that is a really crappy interaction with stuns. And I think that's what he's realizing with the eye right now. He keeps hovering over it, like, wait a second. And yeah. So it feels kind of bad, but either way,
still win
yeah, I think you still win the game, so I don't think it actually matters.
Let's see what he draws. Another house spider. That's not what you want to draw, but I think you just go in here.
Yeah, you just go wide. Everything's below 5 health, so Yasuo will likely live, and you're gonna deal just that little bit of damage. Now, is there anything that Kuvira could have drawn? Okay, nope. And it looks like
Noxian Fervor. He could have. He could have drawn a Noxian Fervor
to kill something. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Wow.
But Goblin clutching it out here. Your viewers do get a buff from you casting them, I guess.
Yeah. Right. Wait. So is that what game was that? That was only game 1. Was that game 1 of the semifinals? No.
I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's game 1. Okay, so that means that Harry kept this game. So buffs like the semifinals are played after one another.
Nice.
It's kind of hype.
Hell
so we see the full best of 5, and the winner obviously going against Defensor, who we saw win against Cephalopod just in the best of 5 before this.
Oh man, I'm super for these finals now. I can't believe we're actually able to do both semifinals. This is pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. So we now see a Nivea Braum against the Swain deck. This is a tough one. I think the Nivea Braum deck can win this simply because you have a lot of heal and early burn won't finish you. But if you don't have a way to remove that pesky Leviathan Swain combo,
yep.
You might lose. Because that combo is so hard in the late game.
Yeah, and I do think, right, like I'd usually give the advantage maybe. Well, I don't know. That's hard. Like, I'm trying to imagine if this was a Swain Yasuo, like what we just saw Goblin play versus the Braum Nivea. I might actually give the advantage to that Swain Yasuo deck, really late in the game, depending on what the board state looks like, obviously, if he is able to set up the Dream. And in this matchup, though, I think Goblin's just going to have, like, Kuvira's deck isn't aggressive enough, like a Harrowing deck or like a Darrowing deck, to really go over the top and kill Goblin before he's going to be able to stabilize.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already see here. I mean, he's kind of wasting the drain, but he is going to go ahead and get a blocker and still overall save himself, 3 damage. So
the most important part here is the Braum in hand and the Nivea. And so this like going to be board control for quite a while here. Oh, you can even freeze the 3/3. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, freezing the 2/2 also makes sense because he probably doesn't want to attack with 3/3 here. Yep, that makes more sense. Goblin playing this correctly.
Yep. Yeah, now he'll be able to block 3/3 if it does attack. Kuvira, not in Freljord, doesn't have that pesky Elixir of Iron, so pretty much just going to stop the attack in its tracks here. And we're going on over to turn 4.
Now we're seeing our favorite board dude.
Braum actually going to do work this game, I think. Like, he is definitely going to make an impact, as opposed to some of the other Braum Nivea games we've seen from, Cephalopod. Unfortunately, this Braum never really was able to make an impact, and this is the matchup, or one of the matchups anyways, where Braum will definitely put you ahead.
Yeah, producing 3/3s here, super, super strong. Okay, that's also a super strong card. I think Goblin is attacking here because he basically knows my opponent doesn't want to block the 6/4 or the 3/3.
Yep.
So I can just go in with the 3/1 here, push a bit of damage. The box, okay.
That might be, especially against House Spiders, that's going to be a damn good card.
Yeah. I think you kind of want your opponent to play something here. An open attack is really bad for you. But if your opponent plays something here, you can freeze again, and you basically prevent another full attack turn. Because if you freeze that 6/4, Kuvira isn't going to attack with anything else.
Yeah, and I think I Ping You Listen's right. You know, that Braum, after taking some damage, still lived. There's no way that Kuvira wouldn't have played something like a Ravenous Flock to, you know, remove that Braum when he has the chance. So now this Braum's just going to stick around, maybe even stick around long enough to level up. We don't see that too often, but we might see that here in this game.
Definitely taking his time.
Yeah, and I think you nailed it, right? Like, if he takes his open attack, it's pretty good for him. And yeah, wow, he's actually going to take it. Still not wanting to trade that Crimson Curator. Going to get more damage onto this Braum, though. So it feels really good for Goblin here. Just an awesome overall turn. And even, puts this Basilisk Rider within range of this sweet, sweet Vile Feast.
Yeah, 3 damage. You don't really care about that. You have so much heal. Mm-hmm. Those 3 damage mean nothing.
Yeah, even offering up the pass again. And oh, wow. Okay, so he topped it. I ping. I got you. I still believe in you. I think you called it, but he did top deck the Ravenous Flock, so it feels a little bit bad that just happened there.
Yeah. Here you can definitely remove the 6/1. Maybe use the Grasp to remove the 3/3 so you can attack with a Nivea next turn. You might not even... Okay, so the thing is, he might have been baiting for a Transfusion here. Ooh, okay.
Well, that's one way to get Curator off.
Yeah. So I don't know if I agree the Vile Feast here. Maybe you could have just played Anivia next turn and achieved the same effect. You could have played Grasp instead on the 3/3.
And wow, okay, so an early... Wow, we know Cephalopod's not playing. So we have Anivia on turn 6 right now, which, again, pretty big. I mean, it's not going to be the greatest right now just because this Curator is on the field. So he's probably going to want to deal with that first. And yep, we could see him pulling up the lore probably for that reason. Kind of little pesky unit right now sticking around, but getting in early Anivia always feels good. It's definitely not bad to have this baby on the field. So we'll see how much of an impact it can make here in the next couple of turns.
Yeah. Are there any ways for Kuvira to deal with this? So he has Noxian Fervor, he has Concussive Bomb, he has Deny. He crucially does not run Will of Ionia. Ooh. So there's no way to get this anywhere back into his opponent's hand. Maybe a combination of Ravenous Flock and Noxian Fervor might be able to deal with this Anivia, but that would be a lot of resources invested into a unit that's probably going to get Rekindled.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, we don't see the Rekindler in hand now, but yeah, that's the goal. And this Curator... So Kuvira actually did put the Curator within kill range of this Anivia, so clearly doesn't really care much about it anymore. He got the value out of it. He got the 2 procs. We're going to see some damage come into Kuvira's side of the field. And actually taking a decent amount of damage early here. I mean, Goblin's in a pretty good spot. I don't know what Kuvira is going to be able to do to be aggressive at this point.
I mean, Crimson Disciple is the start, okay? If you want to be aggressive and you want to burn, that's the card. Oh, another Anivia. Okay, Harsh Winds is okay here in that matchup, to be honest.
And
Swain plus a removal on the 3/1 here would also be really nice for Kuvira. Goblin right now just needs to draw something like a Ruination. He needs to draw Rekindlers. Basically builds his Anivia board.
But the thing is too, like he can just relax. I mean, he could just sit back, relax, chill. I mean, he's got these harsh winds. He's got removal. He's got all this heal in his hand. So even if he doesn't draw a Nivea on, or not a Nivea, Rekindler or something like that on turn 8, 9, 10, he still has plenty of stuff in his hand to kind of drag this game out and wait until that turn where he does draw it.
Yeah.
Whew, that box value.
That's the box. Hell yeah.
That is a good box. Not quite killing the Basilisk, but putting enough damage into it where it's now going to die likely to a Withering Wail at some point. Again, though, having this Crimson Disciple on the field is basically this whole game. Kuvira's had some stuff on field that just makes AoE damage feel a little bit bad. So it's still having this Crimson Disciple will actually give a little bit more damage opportunity to Kuvira, taking the 2 damage to Goblin. You could still, I mean, Withering Wail and Avalanche basically clears the field. You just have that 1 Awakener left. He's going to take the attack, first put the damage through with the Nivea, so that will actually clear the Basilisk.
Yeah.
It is, again, though, it's going to do damage to the Disciple. Like, that's such a pain in the butt, but I think you kind of, I think he's right. I think he does kind of have to attack, and that way he just does more for clearing the overall board out.
I mean, his opponent is on 14 health, right? You're Goblin, you're the control deck, and your opponent is like on the back foot. You just go for it. You're like, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna kill you.
Yeah, they kind of like switch places here. This control deck is seeming like the aggro deck right about now. There's not really much Kuvira can do about it. He is actually to the point where he has to block basically all the damage, and God, that feels bad. His entire board is just gonna get killed, or almost his entire board, I should say, thanks to this Anivia, thanks to these Ice Veil archers, and that Awakener could even be killed with a grasp. Oh, the Leviathan's pretty big.
Okay, yep. Now you need those vengeances. Now you need Ruination, maybe even. Yeah,
that's a card. We're scared of that card a little bit. It's not what you want to see, and I think Goblin agrees with you with that Glimpse Beyond if he does decide to play it. I do think he needs to dig a little bit. Okay, why would we grasp the Leviathan here? Because I don't know.
Okay, grasping the Leviathan. You basically prep it for a bunch of Anivia attacks or a block plus a removal spell. Before, like you could block with like Anivia and use a second grasp, for example. Now.
Well, yeah,
and you don't want to waste the mana, right? So if you have the mana, you might want to use it.
I don't know. I mean, isn't Goblin? He's probably playing 3 Vengeance, no?
I'm gonna try to look that up, actually.
Oh, do we? Hold on. And actually, we're probably gonna need Goblin's decks a little bit later. God, I hate deck codes. Because my whole thought process is I feel like it's more worth it to dig for the Vengeance. Maybe not though, right? Because maybe he's recognizing, okay, Swain is going to hit the field next turn anyways, so I can't really just hope to draw Vengeance because then I might just lose the game. I need to actually actively remove this Leviathan and start dealing with it now. In which case that might actually be a pretty smart play on his part, but this Anivia won't actually be able to attack next turn because it's going to get stunned. So I just don't see how he expects to deal with this. I mean, if the Leviathan attacks, he can block with the Anivia. That does 2 damage, plus the Whale and the Avalanche. So maybe that's a thing.
Yeah, I guess. It's. I mean, this is the situation I was talking about at the beginning of the game. Anivia Braum is definitely favored here, but once you get down that Leviathan and Swain combo that all Swain decks basically rely on, you have your opponent in like a board state where he needs like a Vengeance or Ruination because otherwise he just loses.
Yeah, and so listen, this might be like 5-headed from Goblin, and if that's the case, he's playing really good right now. And from what the board is looking like, if he does, let's say Kuvira attacks, it's going to put Goblin pretty low. Yeah, with everything. That's what I figured. He can block this Leviathan, put it down to 3. All right, I was going to say you don't actually I was going to say don't block the 5-3 with the 1-1, but basically this gives him an opportunity to clear the board with a Withering Wail and Avalanche, which is pretty amazing right now. Like, I don't know. I feel like Oh, actually, I guess there's really nothing else you can block, and there's no reason to take the 5 damage with the Awakener.
Yeah.
So I guess you just kind of have to. But yeah, this is actually not terrible with him being able to clear the board next turn and get rid of that Leviathan. So
Yeah, getting rid of the Leviathan almost as good as getting rid of that Swain. Problem is he still doesn't have a unit to block that Swain with. He will have next turn. The Nivea's gonna level. Okay, this is super dangerous though.
yeah,
If he does this, he can run into a Noxian further.
it's dangerous, but I do think he has to do it because otherwise I think he just loses on the following turn. And wow, okay. He gets rewarded. Nice. That's what I like to see. I like to see people taking risks to win games. That's what it's all about here. And we do see the leveled Anivia now, which is pretty good. Okay, we have a Harrowing. And it looks like he's just going to jam that Harrowing down and see what he can get done. No? Oh, he's just checking to see what's summoned.
I mean, it would summon Anivia and a Braum, so he could kill the Leviathan like that. You can also... Oh, okay. He wants 2 Anivias, I guess.
Yeah, now everything will be unstunned. This is a pretty good play. Oh.
So if he sacrifices Anivia here, he can play Harrowing and probably gets 2 Anivias.
Yeah.
And he goes for it. Yep.
Yeah, and that'll also clear the board, but now he saves his Avalanche and Withering Wail for future turns. I really like this. He's using the higher cost card in Harrowing now when he can and actually get a lot of value out of it and maintain some of the lower cost cards that'll probably be more useful, overall throughout the lifespan of the game. I think this will be pretty good.
Do we see Deny here? Okay. So either Kuvira has the Deny and is thinking about using the Deny here, or he doesn't have the Deny and is just faking it.
I like either. I like either.
Yeah, we saw this quite a bit in Uniliga. That Tilted, a really good player, also playing around with like a lot of fakes. So
this is actually really good for Goblin though, right? I mean, he still gets his goal accomplished, and now gets a sick Harrowing off.
Yeah, he has to get it off though.
Oh,
if there's a Deny,
I feel like there's more of a chance there's no Deny because 2 flocks just went off on that instead of a Deny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there ever a reason on Kuvira's side of the field that you save a Deny?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
And those are 2 Anivias. Bye bye, Leviathan. The ship is going under.
Wow. This is. Everything that's like gone up to this point, I think, is really well played by Goblin thus far. So yeah, Hot Troop, I got to agree with you. Galaxy Brain confirmed thus far. This is working out incredibly well for Goblin.
Yep, I really like this play. As soon as he was playing the Glimpse, I was like, oh, he gonna do it. But there's a stun. Oh no.
Bad. Oh, that feels bad.
That feels game ending.
Well, not necessarily, because now you're still going to do a lot more damage to everything and still be able to follow up next turn with the Avalanche and the Withering Wail.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. The 5/2 dies, the 3/2 dies. The Crimson will die next turn to the Withering, definitely, as will the Leviathan.
You're going to... Swain, you need Vengeance for Swain or you die next turn.
What, just do an open attack?
Yeah.
Are we sure? Because then there's going to be an Anivia.
And you can heal. Well, the Anivias are all going to get stunned.
Yeah, but then the Withering Wail could go off and actually heal you 3. I don't think it's lethal.
Let's see. You go down. You now go down to 9. Next turn you kill those 2 units. Swain is only going to do 7. You're going to get 3 first.
Yeah, you'll be at 12.
You're going to go down to 6.
Oh wait, yeah. Oh no, yeah. He's only gonna. Oh, okay. And if he throws down one of these hapless, he will have a blocker.
Yeah, but not for Swain, but only for the 3/2.
Yep.
So you're gonna get 7 damage. You're gonna be on 6. You're gonna heal to 9. So you're gonna. Okay. So he lives with 2 health.
And he has a lot of Anivias. So I still like all the plays leading up to this. I think are really smart. Oh god, he just scared the crap out of me. I thought he was gonna surrender there. I was like, wait, whoa! You better not be surrendering this.
Well, Noxian Fervor is lethal here. So Noxian Fervor is lethal here, and Transfusion is lethal. So he needs to be really careful. And if he draws a Vengeance, that would be really pog.
Yeah. Oh my god, Vengeance would be insane. I mean, he has to. Wow.
Okay, putting no blocker here.
I don't. Oh. I don't think you ever not play a Hapless Aristocrat. Unless he's trying to bait out another follower from Kuvira, but I don't see why you would ever do that. Ooh, that one scares me. That one scares me because now he can just straight up, what is that, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 3. He'll be at 2. Oh.
Okay, it pays off. I don't know why Kuvira did that, but...
Oh my god.
Maybe too afraid of a double Withering Veil?
Wow. Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh, wait, that was another part. Okay. Okay.
No, Hapless wouldn't have gotten stunned, right?
No, it wouldn't have, but it wouldn't have been enough either way. So maybe he's thinking, okay, I need double Whale anyway.
Wait.
That's a Vile Feast. It would have been enough.
That would have been enough.
If he just played the... Oh my god, if he just played the Aristocrat.
Wait, does he still live, though? Wait, why didn't he play the Aristocrat? Why didn't he play the Aristocrat? Why didn't he play the Aristocrat? He would have had a blocker.
That's a Feels Batman moment, but it happens.
Oh, he played so perfectly. And he would have killed the Leviathan that turn. He would have won. Like, there's...
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he would have
my
won.
God.
Well, we never know. There might have been an Noxian Fervor in his opponent's hand anyways, so... You can never be sure, and this is a Feels Batman moment.
So Jumper Up is saying... I don't know if he thought that. He's saying he thought the eggs would be transformed without stun. I don't know.
That might be the case. I think especially this matchup you're not really used to. I've never seen this deck on ladder, this Swain control deck. So
yeah.
This might be why. It's definitely. I mean, these guys have been playing now for like over 4 hours, and as well we've seen they are playing like game after game after game. So some mistakes might happen.
Yeah, so here's my thing, right? Like, even if he assumes the Anivia can block, why not throw it out? Like, you don't need 11 mana for anything on the following turn. Like, why not just throw down the Hapless Aristocrat? I don't know, man. This is best of 5, so we're actually at 1-1 right now. Update this match score for you guys. So we have now a deck we haven't really seen much today. 2 decks I think we haven't really seen much today.
Yep. This is best of 5. No ban, you're right. And this is a Cannon Rex deck. Let's go. Okay. People might tell you that this is a MF deck. This is a Sejuani deck. No, the star of the show is Cannon Rex. Okay, he's the real champion. One day we will get this glorious guy in not only in Runeterra but also in League of Legends.
All right, I'm trying to separate these decks here so I can pull up Goblin's deck list.
And the good thing is he's playing a few Nap cards, and Nap is really good mechanic against Demacia, because Demacia, as we see, has a lot of valuable mid-range units you can steal, and if you get those for a discounted price, you can basically run over your opponent. Now he gets a Senna for 2. Also Sejuani in hand, Cannon Rex in hand, also really good. He's in a comfortable spot here.
Yeah, and it looks like, just taking a look at the deck list, we get the 3 Gangplank, 3 Sejuani, 3 Riptide, 3 Monkey Idol, the star of the show, man. God, I love that card. And 3 Prowling Cutthroat. So yeah, this is a I love seeing this deck from the side of Goblin. His lineup is fire today. God, I love this lineup.
And this is also a strong start, obviously, from Kuvira. Let's see what Goblin draws. It's a Petty Officer, newly buffed. Well, not wasn't that recent, but super strong card right now. It's a 3/2 that summons you 1 cost minion. So at least what we see here, it's basically a 3 mana 5/3 on two. And
Well,
that
no, a 2 mana 5/3 because of the attune.
okay, because of the attune, oh no, it's a 2 mana 5/3 on 2 bodies, which is also really really good.
Yeah, such a good card after the buff. Good to see that card buff too, because I do think that's what these types of Bilgewater decks needed. And we see the Prowling Cutthroat on the prowl, ready to attack here. And I imagine this will get blocked.
It can't right now.
Oh, sorry, it can't. I always forget this, like what this card does is fearsome. Okay, never mind. I'm like, wait a second. Why did he go for that attack? It's just going to get blocked. What?
And after seeing a bunch of games today with like almost no emotes at all, we have 2 really expressive players here. I see none of them are running the best emotes in the game, which are the Vi and the Elise emote. But that's okay.
Whoa. Why are those the best? We need a little bit of an explanation.
Well, the Elise emote is laughing at your opponent.
Okay.
It's like the mwahahaha emote. And the Vi emote is like just looks really annoyed. And if your opponent is playing a really slow deck, you can spam that to no end. Basically, if you're playing against Weimar, you're going to spam the Vi emote.
All right, I don't know, man. I got to go with the Fizz emote here. I think that emote is toxic AF, and I absolutely love it.
Well, okay. No, I don't like that, okay? It's been used against me a number of times. I've been a victim.
Yeah, the emote meta. Stay tuned for after the cast today. So for our riveting discussion of the emote metagame in Legends of Runeterra. Oh man.
In the meantime, super strong attack here. I think as Kuvira, you can almost attack with everything. You're gonna get good trades here because there's just one unit that can really take a value trade on your opponent's side. All the other trades are at least going to trade 1-for-1.
And
you're gonna push 5 damage.
Yep.
Illusion is almost gonna level. You might even rally this turn.
Yeah, this is looking kind of bad for Goblin just because, you know, this Riptide is not going off anytime soon. I mean, we still have a solid 3 turns until he's able to get it down. He obviously has what he needs to get it off if he can live to that turn, but he's going to have to hope these Sejuanis will pull him through here.
Yeah. Oh, just one more unit needs to die on Kavira's turn in his Lucian levels. That's so strong. But Sejuani gonna do the trick here. Probably gonna get the Lucian.
Pilfered Goods not terrible either.
Yeah. I imagine the Sejuani will pull the Lucian this turn.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna pull the Elusive with the 2-drop, probably.
Oh, God.
Senna. Well, I mean, you gotta do it. You still gotta do it. Leveling in quotations. Buffing Senna is not as bad as a flip Lucian, so you're fine with this. You now hope that there isn't a single combat.
Yeah, hey, listen. All right. You got it. Oh, God, this feels really bad to have that Senna. And let's not kid ourselves. Senna's a champion, all right? Like, she basically has a level up effect. Although they were, Yone, or however we pronounce that, is coming to League of Legends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty excited for that. So yet another card that is a follower as opposed to a champion card himself.
Okay, that's the Will of Ionia, and now we know why Kuvira wasn't running the Will of Ionia in the Swain deck, because he is running the Will of Ionia in the Demacia deck. Again, this time not region lock, but card lock, so you can use cards in multiple decks, cards from the same region in multiple decks, and deciding to take the Will in this deck here.
Yeah, and again, we're at turn 7, just one turn shy of him being able to get off this Riptide. Like, all he needs is this Riptide to go off, but I don't know if he's gonna make it. Do you take the open attack here from Kuvira?
Well, if you don't take the open attack, there's definitely gonna.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a Sejuani here, I guess, on the Lucian probably.
Yeah, it still feels kind of bad.
The opponent's gonna rally quite a bunch here.
Yeah, because you have to block things. You have to. You have to play this Make It Rain. Or actually, sorry, he's only got 1 mana, so that's a no-go. Well, at least you can block the Senna and not feel bad about Lucian leveling. Because he's already leveled.
Yeah.
I guess that's a tiny win. But...
Okay, where is his Sejuani at on how many triggers?
Not enough to only get 1, I think. I think he needs 2 more damage turns.
That feels bad.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like ever since I saw that Riptide early game, he's like 1 turn off from being where he needs to be to just like completely shut down Kuvira's momentum and aggression. And wow, I'm surprised he keeps playing units. I mean, this basically forces Goblin to play his Cythria, right?
Yeah, we might see 2 rallies here. We might see a rally from the Lucian effect and a rally from a card in Kuvira's hand, and then the game is over, basically.
Yep. Yeah, almost definitely. There's just not even close to enough blockers here to be able to survive all those turns like that. The only way you get 3 blocks off from Sejuani is if he some reason challenges it with the Hawk, but I highly doubt that. Yeah, he's going to go for the Cythria. And yeah, I think you're right. I think he does have some sort of rally in his hand as well as the Lucian.
Yeah, there probably was a turn where he could have done damage, where he missed it. Maybe last turn he could have used the Make It Rain instead of the 3-mana Pilfered Goods to maybe hit his opponent's Nexus. And then he could have frozen his opponent's board this time. That was probably the only better play he could have made. Otherwise, I haven't seen any mistakes he did.
Yeah, so good too. Just getting that Hawk out to just instantly trigger the Lucian. Feels amazing. He's still...
Yeah. Oh, now that I think about it, he had a really good chance to hit his opponent's Nexus. I think his opponent only had 3 units left at the end of last turn. And yeah, in that case, you could have just gone for the Make It Rain, could have hit the Nexus, could have pushed damage. Or did he push damage anyways? No, he didn't push damage because he only drew 1 card of the Pilfered Goods. Oh my god. If that's the case, that might have been the play last turn.
Yeah, things are just not lining up for Goblin, honestly. Again, just 1 turn off from everything that he really needs here. We're going to see some blocks come out. 4, 6. He has 2 blockers. I mean...
Okay, so he can survive. He survives, yeah.
If there's no rally, right?
Well, even if there's a rally, I think. Because you're going to block the 2/2 here. You're going to block the center of the 1/1. And then afterwards, you can block... If there's a rally, you can block the center again with the... Seju.
Goblin really wants to block.
Yeah.
Wow. And the
I
crazy
would want to block
part,
as well.
Well, yeah, and the crazy part is that you actually have your Sejuani live here. Now, is there... Oh, God. I got to pull up Kuvira's deck list. I was going to say, is there any buffs that he's running? But nope, doesn't look like it.
Okay. It's all fine. It's all good shit.
He calculated. We're fine. That's what he meant to do that from the beginning. And now we're going into a beast turn 8. This might actually be where Goblin stabilizes now. This is insane.
Might be where he wins.
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, there's the... Wait.
I mean, he's just going to block the center.
Okay. Wow. That feels bad losing the Sejuani, but the Riptide coming down next turn is going to be pretty big.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Lucian's already leveled. He's not going to gain attack from the center, obviously.
Yep. Wow. I think, yeah, we spoke too soon, man. This is, we're going to have the warning shot here. Now, is this just always warning shot into Riptide, or do we ever consider playing Sejuani?
So the thing is, if he plays warning shot into Riptide, he runs into the danger of his opponent playing 2 minions and then going into an open attack.
Yeah, so I actually do think that this Sejuani is smart. And obviously recognizing that he needs to get rid of this rally effect, because that's really all he has to worry about right now is his opponent either going wide or rallying.
Well, the problem is now that will destroy him.
Well, isn't that just what Will does all the time?
Well, when Will play, when Will then...
when Will, the will of the will come out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my god, that freaking card.
Oh, he's hitting he's hitting everything. He's hitting the Nexus, he's hitting the Lucian. That's so good.
Wow, that's really good. Holy crap.
That's
Wow.
exactly what we wanted. And I like this play. Okay, not playing Riptide is like the Sejuani on board now is so strong because it now
Frostbite.
all of a sudden it doesn't matter anymore if Kuvira gets a big board. It doesn't matter if he rallies. He's gonna get frozen.
Warning shot. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see. Wow, this game. Whew. This really was looking rough for Goblin with all that rally on the side of Kuvira, but he was able to stick it out. Crazy enough. Something I want to point out is he stole a hatchling from Kuvira.
Yeah.
This is like a scout deck, and he stole a hatchling from Kuvira. Like, wait, what?
And
this deck's in top 4? I don't know.
I mean, it's strong, right? It not only buffs elusive units, but your whole board. It's like
yeah. That's a damn good card to put in that deck. I'm not gonna lie. It's like Genevieve, but maybe better.
As Genevieve, just without the challenger and the scout, but with elusive. So if you want to push more damage, it's definitely better.
Yeah, and it's +2/+2 instead of +1/+1. So
yeah,
them 5-headed deck additions there.
But that was clutched out here by Goblin.
So I mean, in my honest opinion, that should be a 3-0 right now. Just saying. Just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
I think he should have won that other game. But we will never know. We will never know. All right. This mid-range deck we've been seeing all damn day versus some Braum Nivea action. I'm not going to lie. I feel like this Braum Nivea is kind of disappointed most of the day. I also feel like we've seen a lot of misplays on the Braum Nivea deck from across multiple people. So I'm curious to see if Goblin can pick up this third game here. Or sorry, fourth game.
I don't know if you've seen a lot of misplays. We've definitely seen a lot of unfortunate draws.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely on the side of Cephalopod as far as that's concerned. Whew.
Yeah, Cephalopod really had a bad time drawing the Nivea.
All right, so mid-range. So he's running 2 Reckoning, 3 Kato. Very unfortunately, not any Captain Farron. Wow, I couldn't find that word for a second.
So I think the last time we saw this matchup, Captain Farron was actually needed to win the game.
Yep.
And it was Cephalopod versus, if I remember correctly, it was Cephalopod.
I think it was Cephalopod versus Sudrakon. Or Starcost.
With Starcost, yeah.
Yep.
Cephalopod is Starcost. And they're actually, I mean, I think he didn't win because he slightly misplayed, but Captain Farron was actually super important in that game.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think you're right. Like, not having this Captain Farron, you kind of need that reach with how much heal that Goblin's going to end up coming out with. And that Captain Farron allows you to go to that late game and still have that last bit of shove for the damage to win out the game. So, yeah, super surprised to not see the Farron here with Kuvira. Again, he is playing the Kato of the Arm. He is playing 3 Reckless Trifarian, going for the 5/4 can't block guy. And maybe he just is able to be super aggressive early on as opposed to needing the reach later on in the game. And we'll see if that's the case.
Okay, I mean, as a turn for Braum is nice. You also have, obviously, the 7 mana Vengeance for an Ash or anything similar.
Hey, what is up, Maverick in the house? What's up, my man? How are you doing today?
Yo, Mafia? Nice.
Yo, Mav in the house.
That's the Ash. You can just freeze it. Yeah.
Yeah. And we got Braum again, early hand. So I'm wondering if Goblin can again get some use out of this Braum this time around. We've seen it do some work in very specific matchups. What do you think it's going to do here versus this mid-range Ash deck?
Well, you can definitely take out any 3/1s your opponent plays. You can build some board up. And in some cases, maybe just trade down some of your opponent's minions so they are like on 1 or 2 health, so you can later on remove them, like some of your AoE spells.
Yeah, so we'll see if he's able to get a lot of value out of that. I do think it's going to help immensely, especially if he can get one of those Mighty Poros on the field. Again, if Kuvira, I think, is going to win this, I think he is going to have to be kind of aggressive with some of those Reckless Trifarians and obviously, you know, the Trappers drawing into the Yetis and stuff early on here. So getting some of those 3/3 Poros out could be pretty helpful as some blockers and some ways to just trade down the board with Kuvira.
Yeah, I like how he played this. He basically put some damage on the Ash and then played his removal. So even if Kuvira would have played the potion, he wouldn't have gotten the full value because Ash would have still been on 1 health.
And turn 5 here on a Goblin attack turn. We see the Braum just pretty much thrown down on the field. And yeah, I mean...
That's Cunning Strike, yep.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes in that matchup.
Yeah, when you're out of mana, like you just throwing it into the wind at that point. Here, take my Braum. Do what you want with it. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, okay, so as Kuvira, you basically, you want to build a strong board right now. And then you want to like finish with like some Kato turns or like an Ash turn. And if you're Goblin, you want Kuvira to not do that. You basically, you want to draw your Ruinations, you want to draw your move, but you also want to draw your Anivia to get rolling on turn 10 the latest.
Yeah, and we don't see any Anivias yet, so we'll see if it gets to the point where he's not drawing them like we've seen so many times in this tournament. But the Innkeeper as well, right? Wow, you know how many times I've reversed in Tavern Keeper? Like, I just can't get it right the first time around. The stinking kindly Tavern Keeper, all right? It's going to provide him a lot more heal early on here, and again, a way to trade down the board with him now being a 3/3. So we'll see how much work it's able to get done. And wow, Goblin really doesn't like this Kato the Arm right now, going ahead and vengeancing it.
This is an awkward position for him because basically Kuvira had really good draw here. Playing the Yeti is like super strong in combination with the Kato, so he was basically forced to kill the Kato here. Kuvira is getting exactly what he wants right now. He's getting the Ash, he's getting cheap 5/5, so he's building a big board early on.
Yeah, pretty good hand on the side of Kuvira. And the other thing, too, is, you know, we see the 2 Glimpse Beyonds on the side of Goblin. He pretty much has to get one of these off, hopefully this turn, if he's going to start drawing into what it is that he needs. Ruination would be very nice right about now. He's probably going to need that in the coming turns. He is playing 2 of them, as well as 2 Harrowing. And just as FYI, 2 Vengeance, we did see 1 already go ahead and get played on the Kato. Oof. Oh,
that's a insane assessor. Yeah, this game, it's not over, but this is super strong. Kuvira did here. Definitely one of the strongest turns you can have with this deck, especially in that matchup where you might need to refill your hand with new minions. I think what we saw the last time we saw this matchup was that it was so hard for the Ash deck to win because they didn't get a good assessor turn, so they didn't refill their hand with like new minions. Not the case this time.
Yeah, and I'm a little, I mean, even that, he kind of, I guess, had to play the Tavern Keeper there just to provide himself another blocker, which feels really bad because you missed the heal, and you also still could not get one of the glimpses off because you didn't have 2 mana to play the glimpse. So just overall, just being forced into some really crappy decisions and really bad plays here on the side of Goblin. And I don't know, this is looking pretty bad, not going to lie.
Yeah, you kind of have to survive here and hope you draw into a Ruination.
Wow. All right. I mean, he's got the Ice Veil. I guess that works. He does also have Vile Feast and Withering, which he could play both on this turn. I don't think you really want to play the Withering Wail yet. You really just want to get rid of probably the Glory Seeker with the Vile Feast. But either way, none of it feels good at all on the side of Goblin. You're just kind of throwing your cards to the wind, only to have more attacks come down on the next turn.
Yeah. So the good thing is he played a 3/1 here, so he can block the Ash.
Well, is this Ash's level turn? If Ash levels, that is...
Oh, she's going to level. Yep.
Now Ash is definitely going to level. Okay,
and now you... Do you lose?
I think you lose.
Well, no, it's only 18 damage, so...
only 18. We're fine. We're at 2 health. He's gonna top deck a Ruination and somehow pull this out. It's fine.
Well, he needs. The problem is he needs a Ruination, and then he needs his opponent to not have any more cheap or low cost 5/5s.
Seems reasonable. seems like that's totally possible.
It's harder against the Ash deck than against other decks.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think. I mean, yeah, he finally gets a glimpse off, but it's still just like again. All right. You dig for a Ruination, great, but that doesn't even really help you too much. It's just such little options right now for Goblin. Nivea doesn't also really do anything for you. And he's also not even going into turn 10 technically, so...
it's a Ruination.
Okay, there's the Ruination. Rekindler's going to get a Braum right now. So things are happening, that's for sure.
Yep. Okay, he's using his mana. I really like this, okay? He's doing everything he can. Not playing the Glimpse here would be kind of an in because you basically waste mana. Okay, now two Withering Veils.
All right, things are looking bright. Yeah.
Yeah. So it all depends on how much Kuvira can redevelop his board this turn.
Wow,
because you need to play the Ruination here, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. You know, it's not going to get denied or anything like that with this being Freljord Noxus. And he also crucially has, other tools to develop his own units if he actually needs to as blockers. With these 2 Vile Feasts and then obviously more heal with Withering Wail. So I think he's in an okay spot to try to stabilize, but it's really going to depend on how many units Kuvira throws down after this Ruination comes out. All right, the moment of truth. I mean, we can only hope that the multiple Poro emotes means that he doesn't have any other units in hand. Like he's sitting on Culling Strike and Reckoning and stuff. But like if we see a pass back, I think that's insane. Like then we 100% have a game.
I don't think we will.
Okay.
Oh, but this is, oh my god, this is a Trifarian Assessor.
Wow. Okay, no, this is really good. Wow.
Yeah, okay, this might just turn around in favor for Goblin. Oh, he just needs to draw cards here.
Wow. So that's, that Crystal Arrow means he is shit out of luck right now, and Kuvira does not have that much in his hand.
He's digging. That double Withering Well is going to be insane next turn.
Yeah, I mean, he probably played that to dig specifically for a unit. It looks like, okay, so he has a way to open attack for the game, but what he doesn't know, that's not happening. So, wow, and this is slowly but surely coming back into Goblin's favor. Yeah,
he has a while here.
So that's a really good point. Good thing he didn't attack in the Ruination. So just a heads up, I mean, if he had attacked before he Ruination there, that means Kuvira would have drawn like 8 more cards. That would have not been good at all.
Oh, no, I think he never attacked for the Ruination.
Wait, okay, wait a second. Don't you just Vile Feast this as well?
Yeah, you might.
All right, that's a little concerning. Oh, no. You know what this is? Does that play around that 3, 6? Wow, no. That plays around Fury of the North. Is he playing Fury of the North? Yeah, he's playing 2. That plays around Fury of the North, because then he could have played another Withering Wail and actually survived through with Fury of the North. So, good heads up.
He's going to play Braum.
Yep.
Braum's going to get that, produce another unit. Kuvira not getting any units here.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a Kato. Okay, that's a start. You do need another unit because without another unit, Kato isn't going to do much.
This isn't bad, though. This is pretty big. Yeah. This is going to be a good attack turn on the side of Goblin.
Yeah, he's basically preparing this Kato to be killed by a mix of Braum and Vile Feast, or maybe next turn a mix of Vile Feast and Withering Veil.
Wow, this is insane. Like, he is crawling his way back into this game big time. This is pretty nuts, to be honest with you. Wow, okay, saving the Assessor for this turn does still have a Vile Feast, so it's possible that he goes that route.
Yeah, I mean but that also means that Kuvira is really, really desperate from minions. He doesn't have any units in hand if he is so desperate to save that for one.
Yeah, and I think if he passes back, then you 100%, I think, Vile Feast here.
Yeah.
And then you just go in. You just go ham. Because you don't want that. The last thing you want is that Kato to survive. In all honesty, if you went all in with all units, Kuvira actually might not block with the Kato, period, and you just get a bunch of damage in, because he's going to need that overwhelm effect for the next turn to potentially get lethal through.
Yeah.
Still with this glimpse, too. Like, Goblin has options, man. God, that looked so terrible for Goblin just like 2 turns ago, and Kuvira taking his time, which leads me to believe he won't have a unit, but we'll see. He could just be really thinking here. He might have a Reckoning, but then he loses. I feel like he has a Reckoning in hand, but then he loses the Assessor if he plays the Reckoning.
Yeah, I think Goblin is trying to play around that Reckoning right now.
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, so if you do Vile Feast, then the Reckoning just definitely comes down. Yeah, so I actually kind of like where his head's at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is going to put the Kato within range of Vile Feast. It forces the Assessor to probably block, or if he really needs the unit, he'll keep it. And if he does keep it, that just means there's a Vile Feast coming next turn. Or, sorry, Withering Wail next turn.
Yeah, and you can't play Reckoning anymore now.
Oh, wow, so he actually didn't... I would have liked to have seen him attack with the 4-2 and the 3-3.
Why?
Because I feel like that would have given you a read on Kuvira's hand as to whether or not... Like, whether or not he has, the Reckoning first off, and it would have put you in a spot where you have Withering Wail on the following turn to actually kill both of them, but okay, wow. So he actually had another elixir.
Now you're in a... If there's a Reckoning here, now you're all of a sudden in a kind of a bad spot, because you're in range of Kato plus Fury of the North.
Yeah, there it is. And you also can't glimpse, which feels really bad.
Yeah, I think at some point you had to play the passing game here.
So he actually still lives, though, with an open attack.
Well, it depends. If there's a Fury, you die.
Yep. And moment of truth. Can Goblin pull it out? There's the
can.
Fury.
Super close. Goblin tried to claw his way back into the game, but Kuvira clutching it out here with the...
Wow. So we are going to game 5 now. Woo!
Yeah, that was super, super close. I think as Goblin, you had to play the mind games there a bit, and you had to maybe offer some more passes.
Wow, that's crazy. And I'm going to feel real bad if... Okay, so I was literally just going to say that. I ping you, listen, you read my mind. It's going to feel really, really, really bad if he ends up losing game 5 when he could have won that initial Bromnivia game by playing that stupid 1-mana hapless aristocrat. Oh, man, and we'll see. I mean, I feel like this is a pretty good matchup, though, for Bromnivia.
No, it depends. If you don't get on board early, then any deck with rally is just going to overrun you. Okay, you have Brom, you have Wild Feast. Okay, those are definitely ways to get on board early. That's definitely what you need.
And we'll see what he does with the mulligan here. And, okay, deciding to keep the entire hand. And honestly, I don't mind that. I think this is a pretty good hand. You have some draw. You have some heal. You have the Braum early, which is probably going to help you out a lot in this particular matchup. And, wow, 2 Vile Feasts as well to kind of stall out this early game. I think this is a pretty good starting hand for Goblin. Yep, Vile Feast on the Lucian. Going to give him the token to go ahead and block the Lucian as well. It will live for this turn, but will probably die to a Vile Feast on the following turn as well. So I guess we're kind of just... ooh, okay. Goblin's I don't know. Do you just open up with a Vile Feast as Goblin, just praying that your opponent... Because you don't, obviously want the Senna to come down?
Ooh, yeah, you probably open with a Vile Feast. A Senna there would be too strong.
All right, and if that's the all right, it looks like that might be what he does here because he took the attack from Lucian. I really hope he doesn't go for the Tavern Keeper. Oh, I don't know. This is really risky if a Senna comes down.
Yeah, Senna is would be insane here. Let's see, he's thinking though, which might suggest he doesn't have the Senna right now. Now it's Shadow Assassin. Okay, okay, you clutched it.
Wow. So he actually, all right, so he's still okay. Another thing to note, though, actually, chat brought it up as well. It doesn't really, it is a little odd that he decided to not block with the Spiderling, but then preemptively play the Vile Feast, whereas he could have played it after the attack and actually, you know, he'd be at 19 right now, so that may or may not bite him a little bit later, but we shall see.
Well, every point of health is important in a matchup like this, so the only thing is that you have so much heal on Goblin's side that, I mean, you might be able to afford making such misplays, such like tiny misplays.
And actually, what is this? This is the Ionia. Give me 1 second here. I don't believe Kuvira's running repost, but I'm actually going to double check.
No, he's not. He's running Will of Ionia as the only 4-cost spell. Mm-hmm. He's running 3 Relentless Pursuits. He's running a Genevieve and Runeterra Hatchling, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we nailed that. So he's definitely on the Genevieve bandwagon here.
Yeah, he wants to be highly aggressive here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a good blocker here, the 3/3. I like that he didn't play the Brom here. He's probably going to go Brom next turn. He's going to try to either get that 2/2 or maybe pull that 2/3, although I don't know why he would do that.
I mean, this is already looking decent for Goblin. I mean, he has a pretty wide board, giving himself a lot of blockers for anything that potentially comes down from Kuvira. And Kuvira really just throwing down units that, I mean, at least right now aren't making too much of an impact. That might change this turn. Maybe we see a Quinn come down on turn 5. But the Braum does come down for Goblin, which is absolutely great.
Yeah, now a Quinn wouldn't be that good because Braum could just pull the bird, could just play Weller, and in that case, just basically remove something and make a Poro. Okay, that's a Senna, so now you can have to be afraid of Illusion because he still has 2 mana left.
Yeah, Senna definitely a bit of a problem. He is actually running the 3 of with the 3 of Lucian as well. I know we saw somebody earlier that was actually playing a 1 of Senna, interestingly enough. So we'll see how much of an impact this Senna makes now if there is a Lucian in hand. He's actually worried about it to the point where he's going to go ahead and pull it.
I mean, in the end, there are no buff spells in Kuvira's deck, so he can just pull this. There aren't even single combats in the deck. So you could just really freely pull that Senna and like any reason to be afraid.
Well, yeah, and for that reason, he might actually be trying to go for a pretty early level up on this Braum. He might be thinking, okay, well, there's no combat tricks. I can just try to get this puppy leveled up ASAP, and damn, that's a good Genevieve.
Yeah, I think we will see a Vengeance here on the Genevieve, maybe. She's just too strong, especially if a rally comes down, she can take out 3 units.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Genevieve, ever since that buff, whew, so good, so much more on par with something like a Cythria. You actually see her in favor of Cythria nowadays, again, because of this whole Scout and Challenger thing she's got going on. And yeah, I think you're right. I mean, you don't want your Braum to die here, and you're not really worried about anything other than this this Genevieve pulling it. So I think you go ahead and just pull the trigger on the Vengeance.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Also gives you an additional blocker on the next attack, right? Because, like, obviously Genevieve is going to survive here. So then the following attack, you still have a Braum. You're going to feel a lot better about putting more damage into your Braum, likely leading to a Braum level on the following turn. And, okay, yep, here it is. Snap deciding to pull that Vengeance. Okay, so that was a pretty quick decision on the side of Goblin. Good to see. And yeah.
That was the only decision.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that's kind of why we're seeing that Poro emote come out. So, unfortunate for Kuvira. So this will be a pretty big attack, but it's pretty much just it's completely nullified by the board of Goblin, and I think we're going to be 2 damage away from this Braum leveling.
Yeah, that Braum is going to level next turn. And Kuvira can only will it. I mean, willing a Braum is super strong because Braum then has to start anew, but it can also make a new Poro. So not as strong as it previously was, but definitely better than having a leveled Braum.
Actually, I'm glad you said it. One of the biggest problems with Braum when he first came out was the fact that Will was a card. Like, that was half of what made Braum bad. It's like because Will existed. But yeah, getting to a reset on that effect actually is huge, especially in this matchup. You get another 3/3 Poro on the field, so hell yeah. Yep, here we go. Here's the Braum level, baby. And I think Goblin's super smart to go for this as early as he had, recognizing, like you said, there are no buffs in this deck. So as long as Kuvira doesn't have a Will of Ionia, he's golden. And even if he does, now you're getting the Will out of his hand, and that's one of the stronger cards on the side of Kuvira that's really going to have any sort of impact on combat. So super good to be able to get that out on an offensive turn.
Yeah, he also has a bunch of heal in hand. Once the Braum levels, he's always going to have the board, basically. The only way Kuvira is going to get through then is with like a hatchling turn, or like a turn where he makes just a huge board of like hatchling or another Genevieve. Okay, but there's the Will.
Yep. That's cool, though. I mean, now that's one less Will that he has to worry about on his opponent's attack turn. He is playing 3, though, so we still got 2 more to go through, so he's not out of the woods yet with that card.
Yeah, he's probably going to replay Braum here, maybe a box, depending on how many minions Kuvira plays. I think he's in a pretty safe spot. And right now, the game is kind of going like Goblin wants it to go. He wants it to go late. He wants Kuvira to not like steamroll over him. He just wants to have like an even board.
Yeah, and we have the Quinn, too. So here's the Quinn. It looks like he actually just top decked the Quinn, and pretty safe turn to play the Quinn because now the Braum is outside of its attack turn. So definitely good on the side of Kuvira to avoid the bird just getting pulled by good old Braum. But this box, so good.
And this box is good. Putting Quinn on 1. He probably can't go into the scout attack with only Quinn now because, again, you can't buff the Quinn. So the question is, what happens if he has another Genevieve or a Windfarer hatching? Then the Quinn is going to become huge.
I mean, we do see a Vengeance, so if a Genevieve comes down, there's a good chance we see another Vengeance onto it. We see an Ice Veil, too, which is another potential, way to deal with some of the threats. Problem is he can't play both in one turn, which feels a little bad right now. So we'll see what comes out of Kuvira's hand next. But yeah, either one of those, Windfarer or Genevieve, is going to be very, very big right now. Goblin also outside of 9, he doesn't have 9 mana. So Kuvira in a pretty safe situation to just kind of go balls to the wall, attack with everything here. Oh, feels bad. No Genevieve or Windfarer, and we are not going to see an all-out attack here like we thought anyways.
No, definitely not. The Ice Archer also stopping a lot of this aggression. You also have like a lot of draw in the hand of Goblin. So he's probably not going to break for the next few turns.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good trades by Goblin right now, too. Like, this Quinn dies, this War Chef dies. Like, you can sink more damage into Braum. Like, you really don't achieve or accomplish too much by attacking on the side of Kuvira. So, I think you actually might not even attack here. Like, you just want to try to preserve your wide board and hope to all hell that you are able to draw a Genevieve or a Windfarer soon.
Yeah, I mean, right now I think if you're Kuvira, you really like have to think about how you attack here, like what units attack, how you order your units, what unit gets buffed by the War Chef, if you attack at all, because there's some really bad trades for you. Okay, Lucian changes a lot.
All right, yes, that is a big deal. He could just not block both. Okay.
He has a lot of health, and he doesn't need to block that 0/1. I think he's doing the right play here. You basically, if Lucian doesn't level this turn, you can remove Lucian next turn.
Yeah, this still seems like a pretty good situation for Goblin, and like you said, so much draw. I mean, it probably seems like Kuvira still is in an okay spot from his point of view, but two glimpses in hand on the side of Goblin just means he's going to get so many more tools. Like he could draw into a Withering Whale, which completely just wrecks this board. There's just so much stuff in his deck that's really going to help him just drag this game out.
Yeah. Kuvira also can't attack with the Lucian because Lucian just gets blocked by Braum, and then next time Braum is just going to pull the Lucian. Yeah, so actually the Lucian isn't changing all too much. Just Goblin has to be a bit more careful. If the Lucian wouldn't have been there, then he could have blocked the 0-1 there, but now he doesn't want too much of his opponent's minions to die.
And okay, so he's only going with the Senna and the Lucian and the Elusive. This makes sense. That way he doesn't trade off any of his board that he doesn't want to. However, there is going to be some damage sunk into the Lucian here, which again, like you said, will probably just get picked off by the Braum next turn. And we finally see one of these sweet, sweet glimpses come out on the Spider token.
Yeah. I mean, this would suggest he might have another Will of Ionia, or he might have a Ranger's Resolve in hand, because then you can basically save the Lucian next turn. Ooh, there's also the Anivia, super strong here if you can remove the Lucian.
Yeah, oh, that's right. This is an Anivia deck. Like, this whole game, he's actually done outstanding with no Anivia, and now all of a sudden we see two Anivias. So
yeah, he has to be careful. Okay, I think this is the correct play. The Anivia does look really, really juicy, but a Ranger's Resolve here would totally destroy you if you go for a Anivia turn.
Yeah, Anivia does look really good. I'm not gonna lie. Feels bad not being able to do it, but yeah, picking off this Lucian here also feels pretty good. Getting rid of any rally shenanigans that we might have going on. This Senna will level up, but it's not really that big of a deal in all reality.
Yeah.
There's gonna be plenty of things that can block it, plenty of ways to deal with it. We have a Vengeance. Probably wouldn't Vengeance it. Probably be saved for something more important like a Genevieve, but let's see if he goes ahead and locks this in.
Oh, he's thinking about it. I mean, this is a hard turn. It's also, it's 2-2, so this is your last chance to get into the grand final.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Game 5, semifinals. I'm going to go out on the limb and say there's a little bit of pressure on both of these players.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Kuvira is taking his time. He's probably thinking about playing the Ranger's Resolve. The problem is if you play the Ranger's Resolve here, you might run into Withering Well next time, because this is also like a super juicy Withering Well here.
Yeah, no Withering Well yet on the side of Goblin. I imagine he'll draw into one soon. I don't think we've seen one. And oh, another Will. Definitely a pretty big deal on the side of Kuvira. I mean, here's the deal though, like, especially because the attack already went through, and I don't foresee Goblin killing anything on the side of Kuvira. He'll probably just take a glimpse here, maybe. Yeah, I was just gonna say he has to start killing his own units to actually play stuff, and if he's already killing stuff to play something like a Senna, I feel like we might see a Genevieve or a Windfarer come down soon.
Yeah, in that case, you might want to use a glimpse, because the best counter to a Genevieve on your opponent's turn is obviously a Ruination.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, because all I envision right now is this Shadow Assassin getting killed to put a Genevieve on board or a Windfarer, and oh my god, you have two scouts that are going to be beasts. You have two quick attacks that are going to be beasts. Like, you just have so much aggro in one turn. It's going to be nuts. So Ruination is just about the only answer.
I'll see if he plays a Glimpse this turn. I would like to see a Glimpse, but the problem is maybe if you Glimpse here, your opponent's going to play a Rally, which is going to screw you. It's a really hard turn to play for Goblin here.
So yeah, he is playing 3 of Relentless Pursuit. That would feel really bad if you go ahead and Glimpse. So you might be right there in that situation. The Rekindler not going to do too much here. We'll see. He might Glimpse. Well, actually, if you Glimpse after a Genevieve, it won't really matter if you're trying to dig for a Ruination, because you still won't have the time to play it.
Yep.
Which feels a little bad, unless Kuvira puts something on the stack here. This is such an interesting last, like it seemed like Goblin was really in control. I mean, we're on turn 10. But Kuvira has been able to maintain this really wide board to at least give him a chance to just go in for this one last like swing. And I mean, that's exactly what Goblin's worried about.
Yeah, being able to attack on turn 10 might be one of the deciding factors of this game here, by the way.
And generally, there it is. Exactly what I thought.
Yeah, so, and okay, and now he kills it, but still, this is like a super strong attack from his opponent. So, imagine Goblin had the attack token here on turn 10. That might have been like one of the deciding factors for this game.
Yeah, because of Anivia, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep, 100%. Yeah, because look at everything at 2 right now. Yeah. And Quinn might be leveling up this turn as well, I think. It looks like she's at 2.
Yeah, she's going to level this turn. If he goes for the Scout attack, Quinn's going to level.
Now, here's the thing, though. I still don't think Kuvira is going to be able to do enough damage. Like, I still think that Goblin will be able to take this home. Just with how many tools he has in his hand. I mean, he'll be able to get an Anivia down. He has Glimpse, so...
I don't know. How many readies on Kuvira's hand right now? We don't know.
That's a good point. And I guess it's going to depend on if one of these Senna dies. I feel like you can block out the Sennas, no problem. It's a little weird if the Quinn's going to level.
Yeah, at most there's one rally in Kuvira's hand. Obviously, Lucian, even if he flips this turn, can't rally this turn.
Oh, yep. Okay, yeah. So there's only one possible rally that could happen this turn, and I still don't even think that rally... I still don't even think one rally would give him enough damage with how many blockers. Because you have, like, Braum can survive 2 blocks. So I don't know if there's going to be enough damage. So we'll see. We'll see if this Anivia makes a difference. The Anivia can also survive 2 blocks now.
Yep. Also, since you have another Anivia in hand, you can easily throw in the egg as well. If you have to block 3 times.
Yeah, plus you have a Rekindler, so...
Yep.
Yeah, you can easily get another Anivia on board. So yeah, I think that no matter what combination of cards Kuvira has, if he does have a Relentless Pursuit in hand, this is going to be his last push, and I don't think there's actually enough damage to push lethal.
Yep. Now it's on Goblin to play this intelligently, so he has to basically take really good trades, really good blocks here, and has to be aware that there might be a rally. So some people don't play around the rally and lose that way. So you have to keep that in mind while taking your trades.
Oh, you have to. There's no way a Goblin doesn't play around rally. There's no way. And I think he already knows his hapless aristocrat mistake earlier. So I think he's going to be very careful with this play to make sure that his blocks are lined up not only accurately, but in a way that plays around Relentless Pursuit. And yep, here comes the good old level up by the Quinn. He actually, so it looks like he didn't go for the scout attack.
No, he did go for the scout attack.
Oh, sorry, did I miss? Oh, yeah, sorry, he did. He just let it through. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, all right. So he's pulling the Anivia. Anivia will block again if a Relentless Pursuit is in hand. Sacrificing both Poros feels a little bad. That puts him at 8. I think this is fine. Because now you're and then you also get another Poro from the Braum because he will have Ionia'd it.
Yep.
This Braum is actually like, because he's willing the Braum, that's actually what I think is like really keeping Goblin so far into this game to the point where like there's no way Kuvira can do enough damage for lethal. This is what, the 3rd Poro it's going to get now?
Yeah, so the only combination of color would have won Kuvira the game here would be maybe a rally or like 2 rallies or a rally and a Ranger's Resolve. Now that he has only 1 card in hand, it's probably not going to be a rally and Ranger's Resolve.
That's a good guess. That's a good guess.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
That's a good guess.
That 1 card is probably not going to be 2 cards.
That's good. God, you know, sometimes we make some pretty good calls here on these casts.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he just has to go for this, right? Yeah, here it is, the Relentless. And yeah, there's the Jinx emote signaling the obvious. Oh my God, I knew you had that card in your hand. And yeah, I don't.
Wait, how far is Lucian?
Leveled?
Yeah.
I mean, he levels, I think,
Wait
if
a
something
second.
dies this turn.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh wait, is this over?
No. Hold on.
No, it's not. It's not over. It's not over. No problem. No problem. He's gone.
No,
can
he
block.
just he lets the
He, block,
4-2
he just blocks.
through.
He just blocks. He
Yeah,
just blocks.
he just blocks.
Okay.
God, don't
Okay.
do that to me, Sparkling. What are you, Jesus?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the Braum making a new Poro is actually what made Goblin able to survive.
It's 3 a.m. for me. I'm a bit tired.
Oh, man. Yeah, especially, I mean, we were able to cast both semifinals, which is a big reason why this game is gone as late as it has. And yeah, he's you. Now, see, Goblin, as I suspected, being incredibly careful, hovering over the eye 7,564 times just to make sure that there's no possible chance that his opponent could have lethal. Let's double check. Is there any cards in Kuvira's hand? No. So I think we're good. And
Yeah, he Gucci.
yeah, we're good. And I think that, I mean, obviously one of the issues is now we actually have to win the game because Kuvira will still have cards on the field, but at this point it just goes in the favor of Goblin for the remainder of the game. So
Yeah, he's just gonna play the Rekindler and he's gonna attack. And not even a Rangers who's off is gonna save the Lucian and the Sennas here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what happens at this point. You're doing 4 damage to everything. That's game. Wow. Whew. So this is I think we're in limbo. This is in fact limbo, I believe.
Yeah, this game is in the lull state.
Oh,
Okay, that's also not it.
That's not it. That's not gonna do it.
GG Goblin taking
Wow.
it.
Woo!
3-2.
Good to see, especially after that mistake. He came back. He didn't tilt. He won it, and he's going to the finals versus Defense.
That was, I mean, Anivia not that exciting card, obviously, but overall, an exciting series, a pretty close series.
Oh yeah,
And
100%. All right, guys, we're done with the top 4. Yeah, I might have spoiled that. We know Goblin won. It is what it is. Hit the sub button. Hit the like button. Stay healthy. Stay positive. I hope shit just works for you. Peace out.